Good morning, my friends, and happy Father's Day again. We are continuing our At Home series, and I wanted to make sure that you knew that I am dressing in what I feel the most at home in. That I am from Dallas, Texas, and when I go to work, when I'm working in Dallas, this is what I wear. This is what I wear to church on Sunday. So I wanted everyone to know that that's why I'm wearing jeans to church, is to show you that being at home together really is possible, even if our homes look a little different. And I brought you something from my kitchen, and I know that many people have things just like this in their kitchen. Now, I brought an entire state to the church this morning in my basket. Can you believe that? Maybe not. But this sits on the windowsill in my kitchen. It says Texas, right? Because I'm from Texas, and I've had this since I lived in Texas. But the truth is, I have not lived in Texas in almost 7 years. I also was not born in Texas, so I'm not a native. So to have this in my kitchen to say, I'm Texan and this is me, is a little funny. It's also a little funny because when I came up here to the Chicagoland area to go to school, I dressed like this to go to school. And I suddenly found out that I was sticking out like a sore thumb. And people were making all sorts of judgments about what I might be like, or what my opinions on things might be, or what I valued based on what I wore. And I got embarrassed. And so I bought new clothes and new shoes to wear to class and to wear to church so that I could fit in like everybody else. And I started listening to different music, and I started worshiping differently, and this just sits in my kitchen. And I think there are so many things like that, where we have things in our wall, especially words. Words really matter, and they may not actually describe any kind of virtue that we actually have. I had friends that had gather over their table, and they never ate at their table. They normally ate separately, or they ate on the road, or they ate at a restaurant. They never gathered. Or someone that has peace on their wall, and they're always fighting. When we think about who Jesus is calling us to be, when we say that we are Christians, Jesus is hoping that it isn't just a label on our wall, that it isn't just a name that we carry around and say, I'm a Christian, that we have the discipline to have actions that back up who we say we are. When we say discipline at church, we're not talking about things that happen when you get in trouble. Sometimes discipline is used that way. We mean the courage to day by day live into who you say you are. That's what discipline is. So maybe if I want better discipline, I start being myself. I start wearing what I usually wear, where I feel most comfortable and most love for myself. When I say I'm a Christian person, maybe that discipline means that I talk to God every day, that I pray every day, that I read my Bible regularly, and that I connect with church folks as much as I can. And the worst part is that some people wear that Christian label, and then they're mean to people. Or they leave people out on purpose. And that doesn't really reflect who Jesus needs us to be. So you are invited this week to think about the words that are in your house, and to say, do those really represent our family and what we do? And also, if we call ourselves Christian, is that really representative of all the actions we put into every day? And how we can grow to be all the labels that we want to be: good and kind, Christian and loving,